Hi, I'm Evans from East Visuals Academy, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the essential video. I'm going to be doing a video editing course, and I'm going to equip both beginners and people that want to enhance their skill in Premiere Pro editing. And today I'm going to be covering the foundation of editing. Sorry for my English. And I'm going to be doing introduction to Premiere Pro, the interface, the tools, importing of files that will be audio, videos, and images. How to cut, how to trim, how to do basic transitions between clips, how to sync audio and video normally, and also how to and also learn the workflow for that every editor needs, from raw footage to basic complete video editing. So, anyways, without further ado, let's go into the main video. So, as you can see on my screen right here, the Premiere Pro app is already open. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using Premiere Pro 2023, and they have other advanced option, but anyways, this is what we're going to be using for today's class. And once you open up the Premiere Pro interface, this is what you're greeted with, a screen like this. And yeah, you have all these options here. You have the file, edit, clip, sequence, markers. You have titles and graphics. Now, quick one, I'm going to go back to make a review from all of them. When you have your file right here, for file, this has to do with the 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 footage, your projects, how they are saved, the name they're given, and maybe when you want to go back to them again, this is where you find most of those things. Now, there's this thing called team project. That's basically when you're working on a project like for, and you want other pro- producers or video editors to work with you on that project. Here you can use team project. I'll elaborate more on that as we go on. So we have the edit. Here you can undo, you can redo, you can cut, paste. Do the basic things that you do on the editing if you're familiar with your computer already. Now, but down here we have the preferences, and these preferences basically serve as your settings. It serves as your settings menu, and if you come here to the settings general, it automatically opens everything that has to do with your Premiere Pro settings. Now, you can literally set your Premiere Pro appearance. You can set it to become brighter, you know, if you like to work on a light place. And on the general here, this is a dialogue that you maybe not want to mess with. It has to do with the control buttons, and some shortcut keys. Yeah. So on the audio side, this is where you set your audio videos, your audio for the video, how they're rendered, the waveform, the way you want the waveforms to appear. If you want to maintain the pitch, this is basically how you want to set your audio. If you also want a 3D audio, left, right, and center, front audio, this is where you set that, and that's that, by the way. So when you come to hardware audio, here you can choose the hardware device. If you're using a sound card, this is where you select that. Currently I'm using an M Audio M Track Solo for my sound card. This is where you put in your sound card, and you have to make sure you put your sound card right, especially if you're doing an edit on Premiere Pro, because if you don't have your sound card right, your video might not be able to play out the audio that is on there. But if you don't have any sound card, let's say you're using your PC or your Mac outrightly to do your video edits, the inbuilt sound card of your device will automatically appear right here on the Premiere Pro audio hardware side. So here is saved audio. So you can just go through the settings, and you have collaborations, you have control devices. This is basically the full settings for your Premiere Pro. I'm going to mention but a few so that we can literally move into the main thing. But before we go on, I want to speak about media and cache, and also about memory. So if you have a slow system, like I'm using one of my old PC here for this tutorial, you want to set the reserved RAM to the lowest that it could be. If you could go to the, let's say, and then leave the other part of the RAM to your PC, so that your PC can be very, very efficient and work very smoothly while you are, you know, making the video for yourself. So you have a smooth playback. This is a playback, so you can have a smooth playback on your timeline. So I think that would be that for the settings and preferences. So let's quickly go back to the menu. Now we have right here, you have the clip. So if you're familiar with the word clip, clip and footages are literally the same thing, but clip is the recorded footage, you know. On the clip side, when you start working on the timeline and you have videos, all these things will be enabled for you to work with. Then the sequence is basically the way you want to arrange the video. I'm going to show you that in the Jeffy um, um, for this. So let me not bore you with this. Um, Let me just go. Okay, we have the graphics and title. This is where you put in the the text, and also where you can create your captions, and also put fonts. This is where you have graphics and titles. So you can also do motion graphics, the MoGrid files, on this part here where we have motion graphics templates. You can install MoGrids. You can also create your MoGrids here. And we have view. That's the way you want your timeline to be seen, and also how you want your playback view monitor to be viewed. Maybe you want to put like the lower resolution, higher quality playback, you know, show rulers, and many more. You just have to do with it. Now, when it comes to window, now this has to do with workspace. Yeah. So it depends on what you are actually doing at the moment. Now, before I continue, I'm going to talk about the fundamentals of video editing. Now, there are different stages in video editing. I'm going to speak that because I'm talking about a workspace. So this will help you to understand what I'm saying. Now, when you import the footage into your video editing software, Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, or whatever one you're using, Final Cut Pro, whichever one you're using, there are different steps you go through to make your video to come out to the complete version of what it is. The first step is assembly your video. What do I mean by assembly? That's where you have this. If you put in your video into the Premiere Pro workspace and you want to you assembly the video first. Assembly the video is you put the scenes according to the way you want them to appear, which one comes first and which ones comes last, how you want the sound to come. You know, those things are the assembly process. You put all those things down, and then then you now move to, let's say if you want to do audio, that's when you want to do sound engineering. You want to make the audios, put sound effects, and work on the audio. Maybe put an EQ, or put reverbs, and all those kind of stuff on the audio. This is where you do that. Now, when you work on captions and graphics, this is where you put your motion graphics. This is where you do a little bit of minor effects, and also where you can put your titles on your video. Now we have come to colors. Color, this is where you put color on your video. But but this is not actually the right arrangement, because the right arrangement is, first of all, you assembly your video, then secondly, you color grade your video. Yeah, so once you color grade your video, now you can do what we call color correction on your video. Then after color correction, then you do the thing called um, um, transitioning. You can put in your transition, you can put in your effects or whatever, and then you do the final one, which is called the color grade. The color grade is how the video is going to appear from the start of the video till the end of the video. So once you do that, then you're ready to export your video. So back to the menu where we're talking about color. So if you're doing color, this is where you use. If you're doing the full edits, this is where you put that. Effects, this is where you put, this is the workspace that you use. And the essentials is in something that has to do with literally beginners. So but you can put in, it has some fun facts where you have to download some video, some audio online. You can also work on literally all the workspace on essentials and also on all panels. So I'm going to move back. We have the vertical where you can work on, maybe if you're working on maybe like TikTok videos, or Premiere Pro, or sorry, not Premiere Pro, or Facebook, those kind of Instagram videos. Thank you. So those kind of videos, um, these are where you the workspace that you use for that. So I don't want to bore you anymore. Let's go back. Now the first thing, we're going to start a project. You're going to go here and create a new project. So once you create a new project, you're going to be greeted with this screen, and then I'm going to name my project to be new project, and then I'm going to copy this name, and then I'm going to put it on my sequence, because the sequence have a different name and the project has a different name. If you name your project properly and you don't name your sequence properly, most times you have a downtime when you come to export, because during your export it's going to come out not with the project name but with the sequence name. So you're going to put in the sequence name, new project, and then we're going to click create project. All right. So then the next thing we're gonna do is import. So we're actually working on, this is the workspace we're using. We're actually working on effects. So but we're gonna move from effects to
Hey
edit.
fams,
Yeah.
with the
But
Xera
we are
1.0
not
app
putting on effect right
dropping
now.
soon,
So I like to
get ready
move
for
this toolbox a little bit this way. So this is where we import our clips to um, Premiere Pro. So then if what how are you gonna do that right now? So you're gonna go, you can actually search most of those videos, but this is the metadata that you have on your. So what I normally do, I will have to go to my dashboard. Let me do that again. I'm gonna have to go to my dashboard, and I'm going to be using this video right here. I'm going to be using this video right here. So I'm going to do is I'm going to drag. Okay, I think this video is pre-edited, but for this class, so I drag and drop this video in my sequence, and so and then I'm gonna play the video. So this is a pre-edited video. I don't know if you can hear the sound on the ground. So what are we gonna do right now? So we're gonna do the basic steps on this video. If you want a clear playback, let's say if you want a smooth playback, you can drop your frames um, down if it allows. But this video is a low quality video, and it's something we're using. The not really a low quality video, but the size of
Hey
this video
fams,
is very low. I think it's about 360 360 frames. Sorry, 360 in size, not frames. 360 in size, and so that's why the playback is very smooth. I edited this video for one of my clients to anyways, let's just go back. So the first thing we're going to talk about right now is the space. So we have here, this is your timeline. This one here is your timeline. This is where you work on all the video. This part right here is your timeline. And here you have the toolbox. And here you have your playback screen. And also here you have your effects panel. Yeah. This is because we're working on it on the edit. Now here you can actually do the effect control. Let's say you want to scale up your video and scale down your video. You can use here, but I'm gonna go take it back to 100. So this is your sequence, and this is your clip. So if I double click on this, I can actually see my clip, and I can play my clip. Let's say I just want only the clip and I don't want the audio with it, just like it's showing here. I can drag only the clip and then put it here. You can see that I got only the clip and not the and not the audio. So I will delete this one. If I want only the audio, I can drag this and get only the audio. Yeah. So that's basically that. So I'm gonna go back to the start. So this tool here, this is the selection tool, and this is the track forward to. Let's say I want to track my stuff, and this is a track forward to, and this is if you double click, this is a track backward to. So this one here is a ripple to. Ripple to is the ripple deletes the black spaces. Now there's no actually no ripple here, so it can delete. Let me show you what ripple is. So let's say I split this video into two parts, and then there's a space in here. This space is a ripple here. So what am I gonna do? I can select the ripple and then delete the ripple. So that's what the ripple is. So roll edit, you have the roll edit. I can use this to roll edit, you know, roll edit. That's what it is. So I'm gonna go back again. So stretch match tool and remix tool. The remix tool is actually used for audio. Let's say I want to use this audio for the whole video, but it's not enough. I'll just use the audio tool to stretch the audio, and it's going to remix the audio to sound very, very, very exactly. This basically works smoothly and nicely on background sound and background music. If you don't have a replica or something that will last throughout the video, yeah. All right, I'm gonna undo that. So we have the razor tool. I think I used it early to cut. This one is used to cut videos. You can actually chop videos into places, and then this is the slip tool. See what it does. You use the slip tool to actually shift the places and the timing inside your video. Then let me undo all this. Then you have the pen tool. The pen tool is actually used for selection, but it's not actually used on the timeline. It's used on the playback screen. So let's say I want to select his face and then create, let's say a graphics or an object. I can use the pen tool to draw that. So you can see this right here. I just drew something with the pen tool, and if I double click on this, you can see I can actually double click on this, and then I can color it. I can play with colors on this. Let's say I want to color it exactly with the color of the logo. I can just do that, and I can create strokes on the subject. Basically say like I want to do the real estate thing or blah blah blah, and you want to, let's say, highlight a land platform, a land while the drone is spinning around. You can actually use this pen tool to create something like that on your video. So That will be that. So then we have also the box. These are objects, rectangle, eclipse. They also used to create objects in the playback screen, not on the timeline. So I think that's that. So we have the hand tool. This hand tool is basically used to move objects, but it won't move because there's nothing here to move right now. So like you can see, is basically used to move the object, and then text and graphics is basically used to write something on the playback screen. So basically, you know that 1, 2, 3, 4 are used on the playback screen, while 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are used. While 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, are used on the timeline. So if I put that, I don't know why it's taking time to show up. The text 2 on the playback screen is going to turn into a, let me click, yeah, so this is text 2, so I can use it to write something on the screen. So but that's not what we're going to do right now. So then we go back again. um, this is to insert a sequence. This is to clamp the transition so that it follows these lines. So just for example, let me show you what I mean. If that magnet is on that snaps, you can see it's actually following the lines. You can see, but once I put it, remove the magnet, I can actually put this in any part where I want. It's not actually snapping. So that's basically that. And so at the end of this class, I'm coming to the end of this tutorial, so I don't, make it too bulky and then bore you, and then maybe it's going to be long for you to learn something. But right here now, I believe you've been able to understand the fundamentals, what Premiere Pro is all about. And let me reverse that again. Premiere Pro is video editing software, just like DaVinci Resolve, Final Cut Pro, and the many others that are in the market right there. But Premiere Pro helps you to do um, some, it can do almost everything that you need as a video editor, but not everything that you need as a video editor. It could do your major assembling of video, your color correction, your color grading, and so on and so forth. But when it comes to advanced, it could do some effects, but when it comes to advanced effects, Premiere Pro is not where you want to be. You can go to other advanced options like After Effects. So, guys, bro, thank you so much for being in this class. I will create the next video and send to you. If you have your questions, please leave a comments, or leave just send me. Um, you know, thank you, and see you in the next video.